Hey there, everyone. Thank you for coming and hopping on with me. I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit on my heart for worship, what worship means for me. This is also acting as my final assignment for my Biblical Foundations class. And so, thank you for giving me a listen. As I spent some time thinking about what I wanted to chat about and praying about it, a few things came to mind. Interestingly enough, I wanted to share with you guys a bit of my story and a season that God had walked me through. And God is so good. And it's so interesting that this weekend is Thanksgiving weekend because, I think it would have been 2006, I'm going to say, back when I was in Bible college. It was Thanksgiving weekend, and I had this dream, and God has always spoken to me in, yes, dreams, but very visual, almost like movie clips. And anyways, I had this dream of being on this bus and driving on the highway, and I remember very vividly seeing these yellow trees passing. And I woke up with this feeling that I had to get on a bus. And I had never felt that urgent, in my spirit sense of having to get up and just go right now. And, so I woke up in the morning and I had said to my roommate in the dorms, I had said, yeah, I had this crazy wild dream. I just feel like I got to get on a bus. She kind of looked at me like I was crazy. Either way, I went to the dining room for breakfast. And while I was there, I was chatting with another woman and I was just explaining to her my dream. And I was just telling her, that it's crazy. Like, I just have this sense, like, I feel like I know where I'm going. At this time, for reference, the Bible college is in New Brunswick. So in the Maritimes, you're within a few hours of all the other smaller provinces. And so I had told her, like, I feel like I need to go to PEI. Again, I don't really have a point of reference other than there's just this burning in my heart that I had to go and I had to go now. And this woman had said, oh, that's so interesting. This morning I brought my change purse and I have exactly so much money. And I left today feeling like it was for someone and I had to give it to someone. And I think it's you. So here you go. She had handed me over, all of this money. And by all of this money, I think it was like $80 or $90. Interestingly enough, in true God fashion, he completely provided exactly what I was feeling led to do. It exactly was to the cent the amount that I needed for a return ticket to PEI, which would have been about a 3-hour bus ride. So that day, I think it was a Friday, off I went on the bus to PEI. And I got on this bus and I had my Bible, I had my book bag, I had no idea where I was going, not a sweet clue. And I remember sitting on this bus reading through like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I remember thinking, oh, this is it. God, I'm a disciple right now. And I remember having this feeling of being completely enthralled and almost on this high of just excitement. And I remember getting to PEI and it's wet and it's cold and it's blistering and there's nothing there. It's very small. I remember thinking, that's okay, God, it's all right. I'll walk around and I don't know if I had in my mind like feeding 5,000 people with loaves and fishes. I got off the bus and it was almost, it was almost like this very eloquent, just wah wah. So I walked around the town. I went into businesses. I went into Tim Hortons. I went into every place that I possibly could go into. And I walked around for hours. Hours. I even started feeling like a crow was following me at one point. I kind of think I went a little crazy, but at the end of the day, I ended up walking all the way back to the bus stop, incredibly defeated and incredibly frustrated. And I remember thinking, God, why did you bring me here? What was the purpose to give me dreams and visions of bringing your word somewheres and of going and loving a people group. And what was the point, God? Is this a joke? Is this funny to you? I don't understand. I'm so confused. I remember feeling so angry and sitting there. And at this point, it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. I am freezing. I am tired. Again, there was no 5,000 people to feed with it was lacking luster. And I remember genuinely asking God, why? And I will never forget. God spoke to me, I feel like, and I feel like I heard God trying to tell me, really all I wanted was to just know that you would listen and follow my voice. And for the rest of my life, up until this day, and I suspect long after today, really that will be the basis and the foundation of everything I do throughout life. Really, it's out of obedience, but it's more than that, though. Worship, when I was taking the course, Ray had talked about the fact that worship is just a discipline of passion and joy. While I was in California this year at the Worship U conference, we had some moments where we were able to just journal, and I had wrote this out. So I kind of hope that it's wordy. So I hope that it touches your heart like it touches mine. Worship is kind of like, it's kind of like the house of your dreams. And it's kind of like if God says, if you want my very best, you have to let me be the builder. I know all the requirements. I know all the codes. I know all the best materials. I have spent eons perfecting every single bit of the construction. I am the precise foundation needed. I can make sure it's right. The details that I hold in my hands will be admired by civilizations for centuries. Any hesitation that you might have, it can be put at ease, sweet girl, because I wrote the book on beauty. Who do you think fills your mind with wonder and awe? Who sends whispers and echoes of my glory? So at the end of the day, worship to me, essentially, it's just the use of our lives as an acknowledgement of the sacrifice that he has given us. And it's our response. And so I hope, as short as this has been, it's blessed you. And I hope it's given you a little peek into my life. I love you, and I hope you have a great day.